Machimo,
How's it going?
welcome. Lovely to. Yeah, I think we have mutual friends, but we don't really know each other much.
No,
Although,
yeah. I mean, we've done a lot of stuff like in passing together, and so and we've chatted a couple times on an interview, but I'm looking forward to this one.
well, this one started already, so we're in it. This is it. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
no- it's just completely. It's just drinking and talking shit. That's the format, and it's worked really well so far.
Amazing.
I do know. Okay, well, let's
Yeah,
start with
yeah, yeah.
drinking.
Amazing.
What usually? So, how this show's supposed to work is you choose your poison of choice, the thing that you love the most. But I
Yes.
know this lockdown has fucking stopped that ability, so you've had to get something in your cupboard.
Yeah,
So, what are you
totally.
drinking tonight?
So I'm having wine. But I've actually stopped. I mean, I've stopped drinking as much as I used to. So it's always like a special occasion, which is now. Normally, my favorite thing ever is a Jack Daniels. But
Ah,
I
me
love
too.
shots. Shots are my thing. Oh, you're a Jack man. Okay, nice.
Jack to the
What is yours?
grave. Well,
Oh,
what I
nice.
do is I bring different whiskeys each time. I don't know if you've seen the TV
Oh,
show Peaky Blinder.
yes, yes. Oh man, I love Peaky Blinders.
So I got this whiskey because it
Okay.
says Peaky Blinder on it, and thought I would give it a bash.
I hear they're coming out with a Peaky Blinders movie now. So there's not going to be another season, just a movie to end it
But
off.
wasn't the
I don't
last
know if you've heard that.
season ended like 5 years ago? How it's a bit late for I
Yeah, it
mean,
was ages ago. Yeah, it's going to be strange.
weird.
It's too late for another season, I guess. So maybe a movie makes sense. Cheers.
Nice to chat to you. So I want to ask you a question about you know, you just said to me you've toned down the drinking, but
Yes.
um we've got friends in common. And I'm told
Okay.
that your line that I'm toning down the drinking and all that's behind me is like a line that you use a lot, but it's not the case.
Oh,
That
is that
you'll
what
often say,
someone's?
"Come on."
Yeah. Okay.
Some of
That's
your inner
interesting.
circle says like they know that the Matthew Mole line is like, listen, that life's behind me. Let's just go for a quiet dinner, and then boom, the shots come
Oh
out and the shit goes
wow.
bad.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, I can. I'd love to know who said this, but I mean, yeah, that sounds like that's maybe something that's definitely happened. But I can say this time it's true because I ran my first half marathon like 2 days ago. So that was my inspiration was to get fitter and healthier. I mean, not that I've never been an unhealthy person, but that was just one of the things I thought if I don't drink much alcohol, I'll be less stressed about the whole bans and everything going on that come and
Yeah.
and also I'll feel
Well, I'll
uh,
give you a clue. That same person. Here's something you can you can what's it, deny or what's the opposite to deny? What happened to me?
I
Fuck, one
can
whiskey. I can't remember words.
accept. I'll
Is it
accept it or
true
reject.
that you're on a WhatsApp group with the guys from Short Straw and Albert? That is totally the whole
This
purpose of the
makes no.
WhatsApp group is to find pictures that look like vaginas.
This is 100% true, and I don't actually know why I'm on this group. I've literally never contributed anything. I'm going to show you. Do you want to see? Am I allowed to
I
show
do.
you
I want to
whatever's
see.
been
I want to
happening there?
see.
Um, so let's find it. So I think I once played a show with Short Straw and Albert, best humans in the whole world,
Yeah.
and it doesn't surprise me that they told you this news, but uh, so I'm on this group, and I feel bad because I don't think I've ever contributed a picture or anything, but they sent some very it's creative stuff here. I'll just find something. I don't even know what to find yet. I don't even know if I'm sure they wouldn't mind, right?
Oh
Uh,
no, I mean,
I mean, this is hectic. This is somebody. Oh, this isn't quite. I mean, there's like stuff like random stuff like that's someone's hairstyle. Is it?
okay. So this is
So
the general.
it's
But I thought it was gonna
yeah.
be more. I thought it was gonna be more like, oh look, there's a dog's face that looks like a vagina. I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah, no, so it is that. It is that. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah,
like a
yeah.
random, it's like random stuff that they said. I don't know. I guess I try. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm not as active on that group as I should be. So I feel like I'm not a good
you, you
friend to them.
you're definitely missing out, I think.
Yeah, apparently. Oh man.
Are you
No,
you're in Hout Bay? Hey, you were here in Cape Town.
I'm in Cape Town, but yeah, I'm in Fishhook. So yeah, not
Officially.
just around the corner from Hout Bay. But you are Cape Town based.
I'm up the road. I'm in sort of
Yeah.
the southern suburbs area.
Yes, nice. Oh,
How are
it's
you feeling about, I mean, this shit that's going on is, I don't know what's going on in the country right now. It's blowing my mind.
yeah, it's so crazy, man. I mean, it, it's I don't even know. I've tried to wrap my head around it. But it keeps changing and it's very up and down. But yeah, I mean, it's been okay. Hasn't been easy. Just like for everybody else in the entire world. It doesn't matter what industry they're in. It's been a weird time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out. For me, what's been cool is just having a bit more of a consistent schedule, whatever that schedule is, just being able to spend more, like consistently more time with my wife,
Mm.
and being able to kind of commit to things that are like a month into the future. In the past, I haven't been to a lot of my friends' weddings. So I haven't been able to go to weddings now, but just being able to commit to things like that happen like a
You'll be
month
able
into
to
the
be a
future.
better friend.
Exactly. So that's been a good thing. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just looking forward to live music to be a thing again, where people aren't
But,
scared to go out in public.
but aside from lockdown, I'm talking about the maddest shit that's going on in Joburg and Durban at the moment.
Oh, you mean right now?
Yeah,
No,
I'm like,
that's
what the this is really like as if shit isn't
crazy.
bad enough. Like what's happening
Yeah,
now
it's
is terrifying.
oh my gosh, it's insane. And then
Yeah.
every morning we wake up, it's even more insane. I don't know what happens during the night, but yeah, it looks like people are. I don't know what to even
No,
think about
no.
it. Everyone, it looks like the thing everyone's saying is that it's just a lot of desperation now. That's turned into criminality is the word that's being thrown around a lot. But yeah, it's looking bad. It's
No, it's fucking
ridiculous.
cool.
None of
I
it
know it
makes
is fucked.
sense.
It doesn't make sense. I got this. I haven't like I'm not political in any way, but I have
No.
this idea. Like this is what's been in my mind, and I haven't expressed it. So this is definitely the wrong format too. But
Oh,
if you think about this, is my little pet theory. You look at America, what's gone on, and
yeah,
it's so like fucked over there. And part of it
yeah,
is like, okay, so there's all these dark forces playing roles, and what they're seeing is, oh, like these dudes are looting. So like last year Black Lives Matter were like
yeah,
looting the place, and there were all these other things like controlling these groups and going, oh, you can move the political needle by doing these things. And then someone
yeah.
here went, oh, there's a good idea. I'm gonna do the same thing, because I don't know if it was Zuma's imprisonment that sparked this outrage, or that it's an orchestrated
Hey.
outrage in order to put pressure.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
on the
I don't
government.
have. Yeah, because it would be a
Yo,
brilliant move
man.
by Zuma if he did it on purpose. If he was like, "I'm gonna put
This
so
is the
much pressure
plan.
on."
This is what must
Yeah,
happen. Wow.
I don't know, but I don't know
I
shit.
mean,
That's coming out of my
yeah, me
ass. You
neither. I guess yeah. Well, it sounds like a good theory. I mean, I know zero as
know?
well, but it seems like the guy. I mean, he must have some level of sharpness to him. He's not just a complete moron.
I think
So
he
I
is
mean,
a political genius. This
mm,
is what if I the only stuff I've read about him is
yeah,
like back in the day he was the head of the like the underground secret service motherfuckers, the guys who like
yes,
they did all this bad shit. And obviously he's a political genius. It doesn't come
he
across
has
as
to be.
smart stuff. And this
Yeah,
looks
that's
like
what
a
everyone thinks.
political genius move,
Oh
not the
man.
move of a Dumbo, you know?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. If it is a whole orchestrated thing, then jeez. I mean, everyone's talking about it and everyone's seeing it, so jeez,
And for
man,
anyone
yeah.
listening to this, neither me or Matthew are experts in any shape for this
Yes,
particular
that's
topic.
very
Don't quote us.
oh man, no, yeah, yeah. Just listen and laugh. But yeah, it
Mm,
basically has been crazy. I'm like
mm,
nervous to be updated on what happens during the night and seeing how tomorrow morning looks. But
mm.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know. It's just craziness, basically.
So so you're saying lockdown's been quite cool for you because you got to focus a bit more on being a friend, being a
Yeah,
husband.
it's a
How
lockdown,
long
yeah.
have you been married for? Not that
I've
long.
been married for 6 years this year.
Oh,
So, but
jeez.
yeah, not. very long. I don't know if that's long or not
That's
long.
quite
That's
long.
short for some people. Yeah.
And how's that going?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been very good. I mean, my wife is currently she's in the UK. She's working there. She's just there
Oh,
for
she's
a few weeks. She's there, and apparently I don't know much about what's going on in the UK, but besides what she tells me, but it seems like they're doing well over there. So it's good to know that other parts of the world are coming through this whole part of it. The whole, I don't even like to say the word COVID, but it's good to see that other parts of the world are making it through. So I'm sure we'll get there
So
in the
is she
summer.
based there? Or how
She's
long has
not.
she been there?
She's based in South Africa. She's just been there for a few weeks, 2 weeks or so, and she
Oh,
comes
okay,
back in
not too
about
bad.
2 weeks as well. So she's just there for work, yeah. And it's just I guess it's I'm glad that she's there. It looks like she's safe there for a little period, and she can have fun because they're also a lot more free with their restrictions are a little bit more free at the moment. So yeah,
Well,
but this
so
is
I
great.
don't know what is great.
The fact that we can chat like this, I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
this is
know,
great.
so it feels like we're
This
hanging
is
out
my
in the same
yeah.
room.
I love. So I started the show during lockdown because
Mm,
I just was like working my ass off.
yeah.
And was just didn't have no one was going out, and so it started off on Friday nights. I get totally wasted and then just invite people onto the show, and then it just like it blew up, and then now this is what I just do each week. It's really fun.
Oh
I love it.
man,
I love
that's
it.
amazing. But that's your vibe is working your ass off.
Yeah, well, this is
That's
not
what you do.
that. If it's not obvious, there's no agenda here except to have a drink with you and talk shit.
Nah, I love it. I love
Yeah.
that so much.
And yeah, well, we'll talk about it. There's been some really amazing things. Like this week, the show that I just had last week, I did the last ever interview with Steve Kakana, and then he
Oh
passed away
wow,
before we even finished the interview. And then
that
I've got this really like amazing story with him, and then
wow,
it was crazy.
that is
Yeah,
crazy.
he
Sure,
is
man.
amazing. He was busy working on his 47th album. So what do you think about that?
Yes, that doesn't compute. I can't compute that. That's incredible. Yeah, just imagine all the gold in there.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, that guy's gold. I wanted
Mm.
to. I don't know if you know this. I'm sure you must. The one thing that where our paths crossed that I know about was that you're very
Convert.
the Converse competition
Yes, I
right at
was
the
thinking about it.
beginning.
Yeah.
I was a judge on that.
Yes, I remember.
And it's weird because I'm not just saying this now that you're like a megastar, but there was that demo, that sort of rough demo that you did was so
Yes.
memorable even then. Like
Oh,
it was so
wow.
out left of center. The production was crazy. I think I met
Sure.
Albert at
Thank
the
you.
same
Jeez.
time.
Yes, we both kind of started around the same time. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's
Um,
awesome. Jeez. Well, thanks. No, there was actually a Rocking the Daisies. I was thinking about it literally like half an hour ago
mm,
before we got started. About the first time I met you in person. I don't know if you'd remember it, but it was at a Rocking the Daisies. It was like 2012, I think. I think it was 2012, which
wow.
was the same year as that Converse thing. So it was just after I had won it. And then I think me and you had spoken like over somewhere. It was like one or two messages that we had exchanged. And then I met you for the first time just after that was all announced at Rocking the Daisies. And I'd just come off stage. I just played my first show. I think somehow I ended up being able to play there that year. I don't know how that worked out. And then I've never forgotten this. It's crazy, but for some reason I've never forgotten that you came up to me afterwards and you told me how much you really loved the sound of the kick drum that I was playing. And I was like, "Oh my word, he loved the kick drum. It sounded so cool." And but I don't know why
Wow.
I've never forgotten that. But and that you had been there and you were watching the show. So but yeah,
Huh.
that was 2012. That's almost 10 years ago. That's 9 years ago. That's crazy. Orlando Bloom was there that year as well.
I remember that. That was really weird.
It was weird. It was very weird.
I think he was shooting he was here shooting that movie.
Oh,
I can't
yeah, he
remember what
must
it
have
was.
been, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Weird.
know, think about that. I just thought, oh, Orlando Bloom's here, and he chased everyone. All his security told all the bands that they couldn't be backstage anymore. Oh well, he's Orlando Bloom, I guess.
And you're doing amazing stuff, dude. I loved your balloon
Thank you.
campaign
Oh,
and your
thanks.
Down With You track. That was really beautiful and smart. I love
Oh
that. I
wow,
love the
thank
way
you.
you think about that shit. It's cool.
Ah, thanks. Ach,
What?
Social media is a strange thing. So you've got to just try and do strange things to make it work, I think.
That's the thing. I think that's the part of the connection. It's you and the Albert people, and to a certain extent the Short Straw, but really the two of you. Like, other than being amazing artists, which is undeniable, your approach to
Oh,
social
thank you.
media, like is really like effortlessly brilliant. Like you are
Oh
social media
wow.
gurus. And I think the
Thanks.
other one is Jeremy
Definitely.
Loops. That's the other one.
Yes. Oh, he's a genius, man.
You all pretend to be artists, but actually you're social media geniuses.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, I guess there are a lot of like bands that do it well, and they come across like they're just winging it, but actually it's like it's a really good plan. That's what it seems like. Like Jeremy Loops is the king of social media. I feel like he's so good, and it's so natural and organic. But yeah,
Mm.
no one has ever written better social media captions copy than any of the Albert posts that have gone out.
I,
So yeah, they are.
what if you follow Kyle on Instagram?
Yes.
His like home holiday Instagram posts are the best thing I've ever seen. Like just
That's
that is
amazing.
amazing.
Yes, you see, and I think Kyle was one of the obviously one of the geniuses, but one of the big geniuses behind the Albert captions.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
used
yeah.
to actually tell Kyle, I need you to write my captions for social media, please. But
He
maybe we'll
did.
get there one day.
I got him when I started the iRadio. He was
Yeah,
doing all of our social stuff,
I
and he was
remember.
brilliant at it.
It's such a good. He's so good, man.
So
Yeah.
where do you I mean your craft your songwriting is so interesting and unique. And
Oh,
during
thank you.
lockdown, I'm interested to know if you have changed anything, or being sort of off the road has changed how you approach your music, or
Yes, that's a good point because I think for a lot of bands, being able to play songs on stage really kind of shape how you finish writing them and how you take them into studio. But I think
yeah.
for me, I've always that has affected it for sure. But I've always kind of written songs by myself, like in like a weird. I guess that's like sounds so cliche and arty, but that's how I've always been. I've always kind of
Mm.
like fiddled around a lot with myself and just gotten in my head and kind of written songs and cut stuff up and done all of that. Whenever I do the writing process, that's kind of how it goes. And then eventually I record the song and there's the final version. And then I get to a gig and then I play it. Then I realize, oh, I should have changed like a million things. So I'm just kind of used to that, I think, is like having the final song before I even really play it properly on stage because it's just me. So I don't really have a band that I can go and practice with until it comes time to going on tour. Then I'll kind of get like the session drummer or whoever, and we'll get into a room, and then I'll plan it all out. And only then will I realize, oh man, I should have changed things when I wrote the song. But what I like about that is that it makes the live version a different experience to listening to the
Mm,
recorded version. So, but yeah, so for me, that's kind of been all right. The creative process hasn't really changed. I've learned a lot
mm.
more over the years, but luckily, it's been something I've been sort of used to. It's like just being in my own head.
Is it like, are you sort of, you sound the way you've described it, like a bit of a producer writer? Like you're not
I
sitting there
think
on a
so.
guitar and hacking it out. You're like throwing ideas out and then pasting them together on a computer.
Exactly, that kind of thing. I mean, I try to sit down with only a guitar or a piano or something as much as possible and take it as far as possible because I think a good song can
Is
be
a good song.
amazing just
Mm,
with yeah, exactly, just with one instrument, just maybe even a cappella. I mean,
mm.
but so it's hard not to get obsessed over all the production-y stuff. But yeah, that's totally how I do it. I totally like
You know what?
cut stuff up and
It's interesting that the two guitarists that I have loved. Well, I'm older than you, so like this is gonna, Slash. I was
yeah,
obsessed with as a kid. Like I was
okay,
Slash is how I learned to play guitar. Like with Slash, and then Pink Floyd,
man,
David
yes,
Gilmour. Right. The
yeah,
interesting thing that I never forgot is how they wrote solos.
oh
Was
wow,
they weren't shredders. They'd go into the
yes.
studio.
And
They would
just
put the
wing it.
8 bars on. No, and they would play loads and loads of stuff, and then they'd go into studio and they'd paste together a moment
Oh,
there.
no
They'd create
ways.
them exactly what you were describing, and then they'd go back and play the solo. So they would like find all the stuff, particularly David Gilmour. This is how all the Pink Floyd guitar lines.
Wow.
Find the
That's
thing,
awesome.
try all this stuff, make all these melodies, and then create the melody like an orchestration. Figure out what the solo is, and then go and play it. So it was never like wiggly wiggly woo, and
Yeah.
then that was it. So
That's super interesting. I had no idea. And it makes sense. I mean, when you're in studio, you're not trying to fool people into thinking you can play the whole thing properly. You're just trying to get like the most, I don't know, the most dynamic and most amazing takes. So that's
Yeah.
really cool to know that
That's what
like,
I'm saying. That's what am I on the same page? That's what you're
yes,
describing as how you're
totally.
writing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I totally do that.
Puke it all out, put it on
Yes.
tape, and then find
Choose the
the
best parts and yeah. So that's totally it. But I never would have thought that like, because when I first started out, I always used to think, I hope I'm not cheating when I do things like that, like the Pink Floyd solo kind of thing.
Mm.
But I guess you're just being creative. But it makes me feel extra like good knowing that legends like them do that for guitar solos. So I mean, that's pretty cool.
But it
Oh
also
man.
explains, and the same with you actually now, that those David Gilmour solos, the melodies were just insane. They were
Jeez.
so crafted. Yeah.
Yeah, well then it's really, but that's super creative because I guess some people might argue, no, that's not creative. He just played a whole bunch and then they chose the best parts. But that's very creative to go and like find a whole lot of parts from different takes and make it sound like it's one take. I don't know. I think
Mm.
that's awesome. Wow.
You know, I was
Yeah.
one of the funny things about you, and again, this is just spitballing stuff, is that I did do 12 seconds of research before I
Oh, awesome.
called you. And you know, your reputation as being like the nicest guy in the industry and like the squeaky guy. I'm sure you know that.
Oh wow.
So what I
No,
decided to do is I googled Matthew Mole's scandal.
oh really? Oh no, there's a cop. There's some cop in the UK that's you'll find bad stuff.
Oh no, but not
Oh,
you.
good. Okay, good. Oh no, well, there's
Oh,
some policeman when I was told this. There's some policeman. I think this was like 10 years ago, though.
okay, fuck it. Now
I don't know. Well,
I'm
I'd love
googling
to know
that
what
now.
you found,
Policeman.
or something like that from a UK policeman. That so there's probably scandal stuff.
Oh,
I don't know. I'd
his.
love to know what you found.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying his name. He was Matthew Mole.
Has
No,
the
no, no,
same mole. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. This
no, no.
is a
I was
different
talking about
Matthew
you.
Mole.
So
Yes.
I've got two things about you, man.
Oh
The,
really?
the first thing that comes up is you in 2014 telling people not to call you Justin Bieber.
Oh wow.
Why
That's
that's a
hilarious.
scandal, I don't know, but that's the first thing that comes up.
Okay, that's not
And
bad.
no, and then the other one is about someone who has a mole whose name is Matthew. So that wouldn't think. So you did good
Okay,
there.
cool. Okay, that's great to know. Sure. Because I
But
mean,
maybe if you can think of something scandalous, right? That
yes.
I can make the heading of this podcast and then get, if anyone ever Googles Matthew Mole scandal, this episode comes up and you have to confess to the thing. So if you got anything you can confess to me about.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I might have to think this one through, but I'm sure I could think of something. I
Because
mean,
even the
maybe if people.
vagina WhatsApp line, you were like, haven't contributed. So
Oh
there's
yeah,
nothing
that's
there.
true. Luckily, I'm clean there. But no, there's definitely got to be something. I mean, I say a lot of whenever I speak. Especially, I mean, I haven't played a show obviously for a while, but just whenever I like this is dangerous talking together for an hour because whenever I speak, I just say dumb stuff all the time. So I've totally said something probably that I regret. I don't know when, but there must be something.
Maybe we have
I'll
to
try and
make
think of
something up.
something.
Maybe we can
Yeah,
put
yeah,
something into your mythology so that it goes into, finds its way into Wikipedia and then other interviews ask you about this thing.
yes. Okay,
So I haven't thought this through, so I haven't got an
I can
idea yet.
totally, I can
But
totally think of something though while we're talking. Yeah, I don't know
yeah, all
what
right.
though.
I want one by the end, and
Okay, okay, a
if not,
scandal.
if not one, I'll make one up, and you just have to confess to it.
And that's got to be it. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh.
um, Tell me a bit more. I know we started on this just now, but this new single of yours, "I'm With You," it's
Yes.
fucking epic, bro. I don't like.
Oh, thanks,
I
man.
don't know. Also, the shit you're doing on Instagram, you got that little magic thing,
Oh,
man.
oh, thank
Um,
you.
I'd love
Jeez.
to know more about your magic thing.
Oh no. Sounds like there's a scandal there somewhere. But um uh no, yeah, thank you. Thanks for even
Mm.
hearing the song, listening to the song. I don't know. I think this time being able to just obsess, like we were saying, obsess over the songwriting and stuff by myself for as much time as I want to, without any pressure that I have to take new songs on tour or anything. There's been not as much pressure on songwriting during this whole strange time in the world. But so that's been helpful. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's the songwriting, like writing. I I still there's certain songs that I want to write that I haven't written yet. I don't know if I ever will, but like I sort of, they're like there in my head, but I don't know what they need to sound like or look like or whatever. But that's kind of where I'm aiming. I'm just going to continue going until one day I feel like, hey, I think I'm tapping into it. But I think songwriting is like a weird thing where you get lucky if you somehow kind of stumble upon a good idea that you found somewhere in your head, then and you manage to kind of articulate it in a way that people can listen to it, then I think it's a lucky thing to be able to do that, where people actually enjoy what came out of your head. So that's what I'm trying to do whenever I write a song. But most of the
Do you write for
90%
other
of them,
people at all?
I never have.
Is this
No, so
something you
maybe I
might be
should.
interested in doing? Or
Yeah. I've always been keen on that, but whenever I write a song, I always think, oh, but this could work for Matthew Mole. So I've never actually written one with someone else in mind, or just to kind of purposefully write for someone else. But I'd love to do that, because I feel like there would be way less pressure as well, because you'd write a better song, I think, because you wouldn't be obsessing over all the little details about why this shouldn't work for a Matthew Mole song. But yeah, songwriting is an amazing thing, though.
So,
It's
what
awesome.
about do you find collaborations easy or difficult?
I find them super difficult.
Uh,
I think I
that's
struggle
interesting.
to. No, I mean, I think just because I haven't done it enough. That's the only reason. The few kind of co-writing sessions I've tried, I really struggle to kind of express my ideas, because I think they're all bad. So I don't ever want to tell the person, hey, what about this? What about this? So I think I never really end up contributing enough
You take a back seat. Is that because
exactly,
of
yeah.
confidence? Interesting. Maybe you should do
Yeah,
more of that. I think you'd be good at it, and it's fun. It's fun if you
oh,
can
thanks.
relax into it, I think.
I've heard it's the most fun ever. So yeah, I think that's it. I just need to do more of it and just kind of get comfortable with sharing ideas with other people. But yeah,
And what do
I
you
know
do then?
co-writing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you do if you write a song that's like a punk song, something completely out of the Matthew Mole genre? What do you do with it?
Oh, I'd love to write a punk song or like a metal song or something. But then I get it out of my head, and then it sits there, and I never go back to it ever again.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I think there's a few songs. I mean, before I ever like figured out the whole one man acoustic thing, I didn't figure it out, but before I kind of settled on that, because that's kind of like my first album was very like acoustic guitar and organic-y sounding, and like the kind of thing you can pull off as one person on stage. But before I kind of settled on that idea, I loved writing stuff like punk stuff, or I mean, I didn't write punk songs, but stuff that would be awesome to play with like a three-piece band, where it's like super high energy on stage. But I mean, I guess the songs probably sucked. That's why I could only ever write songs that I can play on an acoustic guitar.
You could one day just do like one album,
Yeah,
like
punk. Oof,
yeah,
that would be awesome. Yeah, okay, that'll be the dream. One day.
yeah, just stick
I'm
it.
glad you told me this.
And then this is going to be really. Oh, before I get there, I wanted to ask you, what about are you like, because COVID has sort of changed how everyone. Sorry, I know you hate the word. Has
No, no,
changed
no,
how
no. Everyone
everybody
hates it.
thinks about the industry. How's your kind of business mind gone? Have you got side hustles, or you just cruising through it and having to sort of stick into royalty mode, and or like what is your game plan, or
Yeah.
how have you managed to?
Yeah, I haven't like started any side hustles or anything. I thought of like ideas. I wanted to get more into the production side of things with music, just because I've never produced properly. I mean, I've produced a lot of my own music, but I've always wanted to get more into that. So I've been like
Dude, I
chatting with a
think you'd be
lot of.
amazing at that.
I don't know. Thank you, but I don't know. I don't think I know enough. I need to learn more. But what I have been doing over the last year is like there's a whole lot of amazing young kids in South Africa and in the whole world
Mm.
on like TikTok and Instagram and everywhere that these like people that are amazing songwriters, and they're just kind of what they have is TikTok, and they've got like these huge followings on TikTok because everyone's using TikTok. But then I don't think they even realize how good they really are.
Mm.
So I've been chatting to some of them and just kind of chatting about song ideas and like
Genius.
that.
That's
But
genius.
but because these guys are geniuses, so it would just be cool to what if I want like if I wanted to try and help someone produce a song, that's kind of the ideal like person. It's like someone that's still trying to figure out their sound, but they're
Mm.
amazing songwriters already. They don't need help. They don't need any help with songwriting. And that's the most important thing is like a good song. And then it's these guys that are kind of like they're very open to learning, and they're very open to kind of figuring out their sound still, whatever that means.
Mm.
But so that kind of thing. So basically, over this long period, I mean, other than working on my own songs and songwriting and music, I've just been I've been trying to figure out other ways of still maintaining something creative, but for other people, not for me. So yeah, so that's been my thinking over the last year.
That's cool. Are you technical, or are you just talking about like crafting stuff, or is it you like the knobs and the buttons and the
I
EQs and
love
the
the knobs
compressions?
and the but yeah,
Uh,
I love it all. I love the creative side of it, but also yeah, the EQs, compressions, buttons, all of that nerdy stuff. I love that as well. That's fun stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of what I would think of. I mean, so
oh,
basically,
cool. Mm.
I would like there's like one or two guys. For example, there's one guy and he posted a bunch of videos of all these amazing songs, and all he says is like, "Yeah, I wrote the song the other day," and it's this like flippin' hit song that no one knows, obviously, because he's someone that just posted it on social media, and um. And what I love is just to kind of listen to him listen to someone just with their acoustic guitar play it,
Mm.
and there we go. It's an amazing song as is, but then like you can think of so many ideas with all the nerdy stuff, all the EQing and compression and production stuff to throw in there, and then I don't know. It's so yeah. So I love that kind of thing.
Mm.
But it's just amazing how many amazing young songwriters there are in this country and in the world that people don't know about.
Mm.
And
How have you managed to? I mean, I've been. Oh, this is gonna sound another terrible, weird thing to say. Like I've been in this business a long time,
nah,
um,
it's a good
but
thing.
how have you managed to stay? I mean, I think from what I can see, but reading between the lines, there's some big artists in this country who are spouting big games, and very quietly, I think you're probably bigger than all of them. And as
Oh wow.
someone who is so incredibly successful and must get stopped all day long, how have you managed to just stay so fucking chill and cool and
Jeez,
humble? I
well,
mean,
thanks. That's
it's
awesome.
a rare quality in this
Yeah, in the
industry.
industry. That's what sucks. I mean, it sucks. I mean, thank you. That's a huge honor. Thank you so much. But it's horrible. Like my least favorite thing is meeting someone for the first time that like I've been a fan of their music or whatever, and then I meet them at a festival. It hasn't happened often at all. But I haven't met if I go and like I play at a festival, or whatever, where they're playing, and then I see that they aren't actually a very nice person. It's so horrible. It's kind of like, oh, no, I don't like your music anymore. Or I don't like it as much as I thought I did. And
Well,
it's
there's a
like,
saying like meeting your idols is the worst. I don't know what the saying is, but like it's the
yeah,
worst
I've
thing you
heard
can do.
this.
Yeah.
There is some kind of
Yeah.
saying, yeah, it'll just ruin everything. Well, yeah, so that's the thing. Like, I don't understand that. I mean, it's like, I don't know what makes someone think that now suddenly because more people know who you are, you suddenly get to just be more entitled
Of a douche.
or more of a douche. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. But I
It's
don't know. I guess everyone's
I'll tell
different.
you, one of the funny things is, and you confirm it, is that my experience has always been the bigger and more successful the artist is, the more chill and down to earth they
Yes,
are. But the guys in the
totally.
middle who aren't there, they are fucking late. They are
Yes.
rude.
Oh
They are rock
gosh.
stars. They like I never want to work with them. They stick there and they're always like fucking trying too hard. And then once you get through that
Yeah.
into that top echelon, dudes are always like pro and sweet and nice and the
Yes.
best.
Yes. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
no,
amazing though. I mean, it's good to know because it shows that there's definitely something in that because that must be part of what's gotten them to that. I don't know. I
that's
mean, all
I
these.
agree with you. It's like
Yeah.
the real icons, the Johnny Clegg's, whatever, the
Yes.
Parlotones, the Kiefer Semenya, those oaks are those
Yeah.
you are mega stars, and
Jeez.
it's like
Oh, that's
that's who you want to work
awesome.
with.
Yeah, totally. The
It's
people that are
interesting.
exactly. It's because I mean, something I've been learning is like, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it's like on the huge levels and stuff, but what I've been learning is like I just want to enjoy. This might I don't want to go off topic, but like you just want to have good experience. That's all. You don't want to just work on something cool because to say that you did something cool. It's like the way I've been seeing an album. I've only done 3 albums.
Mm.
That's so few compared to 47. But like when you record an album, it's such a cool thing for as a musician or an artist or band or whatever for someone to do to record an album. Such a cool thing, and it's like a huge milestone in your career because you might only do two or three or sometimes even one or 47, but I mean that's rare probably. But just to make that moment like a cool
Mm.
memorable experience, even if nothing happens with the album, no one hears the songs and no one likes any of the songs, at least that experience of putting that album together was a fun
Mm.
experience. That's because those are the moments that I look back on and I think, wow, that was fun when I recorded that album. Like the process of releasing the songs and all that is sometimes not fun because it's just
That's hard work.
stressful and
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like you're obsessing over numbers and all that
Mm.
stuff when you're releasing the music, but the recording process and all of that, it's so cool. So the way I'm looking at it, I look at it these days is like I don't want to do the normal typical thing and just go into a studio and get it over with as quick as possible and hopefully the album sounds good. I want to like make it an awesome experience where
Mm.
like I'll go away to like a cool Airbnb somewhere in like Nisno or whatever, somewhere cool for a month, and I set up my own stuff, and it's like a fun experience. So that's kind of the thing I've been learning in this whole music industry is like
Mm.
the memorable things are those are the parts like the fun experiences, the parts you're going to remember. So it's like with a douchey band or whatever, I'm not going to remember. Well, I'll
Mhm.
remember it in a bad way, but you want to remember the good parts.
Mm.
So like when you meet the good people, I don't know. It makes a big difference, basically. Just filling my your career and your time in the music industry with good memories.
It's so
Yeah.
interesting because I wish I'd known this. For me, the biggest regret in our career when I was in a band was that we never, well, I don't think I was having fun. I was
Oh
so,
man.
and I only later. So like the big learning lesson
Yes.
for me was in the cassette days.
Yes.
There was so much pressure to be like we weren't in it for we were like we're gonna be the biggest band in the world. Nothing's gonna
Yeah.
stop us. Rah rah rah. Every
Yes.
step we took, everything had that agenda. And we were like in that fucking thing. Years later, I decided for fun to start a 13-piece Motown band, dress up in a gold lycra
Wow.
suit and a afro, and call myself Disco Dave. It was the best gig
That's
of my life. I had
amazing. Yeah.
so much fun, and
Oh my
it was,
gosh.
and I realized in that moment, like, oh, that was what was missing, like all that
Yes, that's what it should have been.
stuff. And I'm sure
But
we
do you
were
think it would
douchebags.
have been? No, I don't know if you could have ever been. But do you think that it was more
A lot of
enjoyable
people are laughing.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
no, man,
Sorry.
no ways. Never, never. No, but do you think that that was more enjoyable because you had gone through like the opposite side of it, like trying to make everything work and all
I think I
calculated?
recognized that
Yes.
I went on the stage as Disco Dave, and my sole agenda was to have a good time, and it was my best gig
Oh
I've ever
man,
played.
that's
And
amazing.
in cassette, every time we went on the stage, you know, I used to lose my voice a lot in big shows when we'd like play Coke Fest and stuff, and it was
Yes.
because I went on stage to like telling myself, when you walk on stage, this is the most important gig ever. You've got to knock this out the park.
Wow.
And so
Yeah.
it was
A
too
lot of
much.
pressure, pressure. Yeah.
And so I forgot to have fun in the time when it should have been
Sure.
fun. And the band ended early because we were just so fucking serious. We were so serious about everything. So
Yeah.
I
Which I
love
think
when you went. Sorry.
no, no, no. I was gonna say, I guess it's good. It's hard to like to find that balance, and you saw both ends of it, so you'd be the pro at knowing what the balance is.
Whatever.
Man,
Still
no,
doing.
yeah, I guess we always will be.
This is gonna sound. I'm sorry to ask this question. I literally don't know. It's just it's bouncing around in my head. that very first day, and again, there's no offense. This is all with love and respect. I
No, no, no,
literally
no, no.
don't know. But that first demo that I heard of you so long ago, that was
Yeah.
so powerful. It was super duper like religious heavy at the time.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I just wanted to see where, if you're still on that path, if you're off that path, or where that fits into your life. I don't know how to
Yes.
ask that in a
No, no,
cool way.
that is a cool way. No, yeah, that's just, I mean, so yeah, so those songs that I had written, like I wrote that song when I was maybe 18 or 17 or 18 or so, which is 10, 11 years ago. And yeah, totally. I think I was still figuring out how to kind of articulate things that were going on in my life and in my head. So they probably sounded quite like in your face religious, I guess. And I still, yeah, I haven't kind of my life and stuff hasn't drifted from that at all. It's, if anything, just become stronger. But I
Mm,
think I've just learned. I don't know if I have learned it. I'm just trying to learn how to just kind of. I don't ever want to sing songs about like stuff in my life and then push it onto other people's lives. I just
mm,
want people to listen to songs and enjoy the songs. That's really it. I don't ever want to like teach anyone anything. I'm in no place at all to teach anyone a single thing. I need to learn everything. But but I've just kind of I've that's what I've been trying to do, is like I don't want to lose anything that I've wanted to write songs about, but I want to be, I don't know if be careful is the right way to say it, but I just don't ever want to put anything in anyone's face and tell them, hey, you must listen to this re- religious music or whatever, and then I want you
mm,
to take this away and learn this. And no, that's not at all what it is. I just write songs about what I experience and what I learn in
mm.
life, but it's just me trying to figure things out. It's not me trying to teach other people what I'm learning, if that makes sense. So yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know, but yeah, the way you asked that is amazing. I don't think
It's a
there's
weird
any.
question to ask. I was, because I remember you. It's hard. The two examples that I think of is that in the early days, I know in your career first started, I think you sort of got put in that 363 area.
Oh wow,
But then
okay.
you transcended that, because
Oh cool.
again, you answered it really beautifully. You didn't run, you didn't embrace the market. You carried on, you followed the music, if that
Oh
makes sense.
cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I guess, yeah,
And
I
that's
guess
how
that's all I've wanted to do.
Oh, and I think U2 is the other example, because if I'm not
Oh wow.
mistaken, they were a religious band when they started, and they took the same path as you. As
Oh,
they
that's
still
interesting.
are, but they
Yeah, they're
don't.
like the one of the world's biggest normal bands, not religious bands. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm,
Okay, that's cool. I actually didn't know that about you too. So that's, there we go. That's cool to
yeah,
know.
mm,
Because yeah,
because,
I mean, you never
yeah,
want people to be put off by like stuff you're singing about.
yeah,
I mean, you don't want to, obviously. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It depends. Like songwriting, it just depends how you want to kind of what you want to say to people. Because I mean,
mm,
you could not care about what anyone thinks, but at the same time, if you want people to hear your songs, you also need to keep in mind what people might like, what they might experience when they listen to your songs. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to control what people think, but I want them to feel some sort of positivity or upliftment. So yeah, I don't know. Songwriting is a crazy thing,
mm, super
but
cool.
it's awesome. Yeah.
So how I mean, again, this is again, I'm trying to figure out how to ask the questions that are in my head.
No, go for it.
How do you go on tour, drink mates? Remember, there might be a simple answer to this. How do you keep to your principles when you're a rock star? That's really got to be one of Earth's like hardest mysteries.
Yeah. Well, I don't think any. Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah. But I think it all comes down to how much pressure you put on yourself. I don't know. That's what I think. But because like a lot of people, if you think about what everyone else is going to think about you, then you're just going on that's just a downward spiral, and you'll never succeed. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I never try to put too much pressure on myself in terms of like trying to live my cleanest life I've ever lived. I'll just try and be as real as I can be, and hopefully that's not a like doesn't come across badly. If it does, then I'll try and learn and kind of learn from any
Mm,
mistakes that I don't know. But I mean, everyone I don't know. That's the main thing. Not putting, well, two things, not putting too much pressure on myself, or people not putting too much pressure on themselves as a person, and also just being real. That's all I want. I would love if one day, I don't think too much about this, but like about what people will say one day when I'm gone or whatever, when I'm dead. But that's very dark to say that. But I'd love it if people thought that I was real. So I don't know. So that's the most important thing. I don't try and put on some fancy kind of fake. I'm this perfect, because I'm definitely not. I don't know. I
Yeah,
just want to be
also,
real. That's all.
especially because of the big scandal, man. That's the thing.
Yeah,
You still
that
gotta.
scandal. Oh, as soon as people hear about it,
Whew.
it's gonna, yeah, building this thing up.
Um, who are your close friends and what music do you listen to?
My close friends. So I think actually on the eye, Josh came with me. Josh Klainsmith. I don't know if you know how well
Oh,
you know him from Gangs of Ballet.
what did we do
He
with
was the
you on the
drummer.
eye? We did.
So
Did
we
we do a greatest songs death
yes
match?
yes we
Which I
did.
still
That
think
was
it needs to come back.
so
It's the
good.
best show, the greatest songs
That
ever
has
death
to.
match.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. That was incredible. And I know the one rule is you can't choose Bohemian Rhapsody, which is a
Yeah,
good rule,
I forgot
because I
about
mean
that.
that'll, yeah, that was a
You
great
just
rule.
went.
Yeah,
Um,
I think.
so
But
so
yeah, so
Brett, Gangs of Ballet, yeah. Josh,
yeah,
sorry.
so Josh, I mean, and all of the guys are amazing, but Josh Klainsmith has been a good friend of mine, especially because I mean, he's not, obviously not, Gangs of Bella isn't going anymore, but because we kind of also got started around the same time,
Mm.
he became a very close friend, and then he would play drums with me at shows. He became a very close friend, and we kind of went through a lot of the same stuff together in the music industry, which was awesome. So he's always been a close friend. He lives in Sri Lanka now, but we chat a lot,
Oh, that
and
that explains why I haven't heard from him.
yeah, that's it. There it
What?
is.
Why
The,
Sri Lanka? What's there?
his brother owns a hotel there, this awesome hotel, this awesome spot there in Sri Lanka. And Josh went there to set up a studio so that like bands can go and do like recording retreats or songwriting retreats and stuff. Because apparently a lot of people are going to Sri Lanka now. It looks amazing. Well, not now, before
No,
the
before.
world went
And
crazy.
did that work out for him? That studio?
Yeah, apparently
Oh,
it's been
cool.
great. So he's got the whole studio there. Someone, I don't know which of the two, but one of the guys from Massive Attack was there. But I mean, I don't know if it was
Cool.
a coincidence or what. But I mean, I think it's a lot of people happen to just stumble upon that area of Sri Lanka. So yeah, it seems good. So
Hmm.
maybe we can go do a podcast there one day
I'm
in the
game.
studio.
We're done.
Me too. But yeah,
um,
Josh. So that's Josh. He's great. And favorite. You said, what kind of music do I listen to? What music am I listening to?
yeah, yeah.
So if you were to look on my phone, someone I've been loving is Dayglow. Do you know Dayglow? It's one
No.
guy from, it's like a super, it's the kind of band that like Albert would listen to. It's like they're this cool band that no one really knows about.
Is it
But like
GLO or GLOW?
GLOW, Dayglow.
Oh, so Dayglow. Okay.
DAYGLOW. Very cool. It's this one guy as well, and he just writes, it's not pop songs, but it's like he writes like alternative kind of like left field songs, but in a pop song way. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how he does it, but the guy's amazing.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I love Frank Sinatra, and I chose
Oh,
a Frank Sinatra song in our death match that we did on the eye.
I
He's a
think it's
legend.
so weird. Sinatra is one of those people that when you're a kid, you hate him. And when you get older, you
Yes,
suddenly recognize, oh,
he's a
fuck, this
genius.
is totally cool. Greatest
Yeah.
fucking delivery of every word is
Yes.
perfect.
Every little
Unbelievable.
syllable. Yeah, he's a complete genius, man.
What about
Yeah,
if you're in that world at all, do you have a take on Nina Simone?
Nina Simone. I don't think I even know who that is. Nina
No,
Simone.
fuck off.
Feeling good. Oh, what? Oh, okay.
Are you
No, I
kidding
do
me?
know. See, I
Uh,
can't claim Frank Sinatra and not know other people from the era.
Scandal!
There we go.
Right. This is the scandal headline.
Oh no.
Matthew Mole confesses doesn't know who is Nina Simone.
No. Oh, this is bad.
This is bad.
But
This is a real scandal that you've done now.
no. It's a legitimate scandal.
No, this one is
But
a scandal. You're done. This is a career pivotal moment for you.
no. Nina Simone. I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm gonna listen to every single song a million times so that
No, I think
in
that's
the
good.
morning
I
I
think
can
that's a
wake
good
up and
idea.
say I mean I do know feeling good. Wait, do I know feeling good?
No, you'll know a lot. I mean, you must know.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
forget.
cool. So
I'm
you say
cutting
I'll
that out.
recognize a lot of them. No,
No,
yeah,
you'll know
cut
a
that
lot
out.
of them.
But I mean everyone knows feeling good, but a lot of the song names I maybe don't recognize any, but maybe I'll know them without
Well,
knowing that
I think you will.
this is who she was.
This is the thing. This is my okay. This is the thing I think about Sinatra, about Nina Simone, and people like even Elton John.
Yes.
That
People know
as
their
you get
songs.
as you get
Oh,
older, they get old. So they get
yeah,
old and they
okay.
die, and you think, oh,
Yes.
Frank Sinatra old. But
Yes.
the older you get, you check how
The
fucking
more you
hip they
respect it.
are. Like
Yeah, man.
you forget
Totally.
that Elton John was like cutting edge, and that Frank
Yes.
Sinatra was so fucking. It was like the chicks would go mad, and Nina
Yes.
Simone was a freaking genius. Not the old crooner from the old days and the black and white days. She was
Yeah.
badass. She was badass. And
Man.
I love that when you can discover that with these. And I have an obsession with all the current stars. Like I'm giving up. It's the whiskey. As soon as the whiskey comes in, it's like. Blah, blah, blah. Part of my agenda on this show is to get cool, amazing people like yourself on. But
Oh,
my real
yeah.
thing is I get on all the old guys.
Yes.
And I try and
Yes.
bring the audience to them because the old guys are the fucking coolest and their stories are
Yeah.
crazy cool and they're still hip as
Totally,
shit.
man.
Um,
Yes. Yeah, they are the hippest, actually.
hippest,
They know
hippest.
what is hip. Yeah, that's awesome. Man. Yeah,
James Brown,
it's
are you a
it's
James
good to
Brown fan
know.
at all? Do you know who that is?
I know the name. Oh
Kidding me.
man.
Was,
You said James Blunt. No, I'm joking.
no.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. James Brown. So now, you see this. Oh, okay. Now, obviously, I know James Brown. Yes,
No,
but
no, you
this
do.
is what's embarrassing is that I have to
Don't
like
be.
Google or search them, and then I'll be like, oh yes, no, I know this.
No, look,
But
people like what they like. There's nothing.
yeah, I guess that's true. People like what they like, but there's also certain people that you have to know.
You
Surely,
look, I'm judging you harshly because I needed a scandal and I
Nina
got one,
Simone.
so I'm
No,
totally
no, no,
cool now.
you got it. You can
But
just keep asking me about more of these legends that I don't know, and you'll have a million scandals. No, but yeah,
but
this.
it's yeah, it's not your
No, I was
job
gonna
to
say
know.
this era.
Your
Yeah,
your shit is your shit. You know.
I guess, but it's like these people are legends. Like they are why certain genres exist, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But oh well.
You said it,
Mm.
not me.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. I'll take it. I'll take that. I'm upset with myself.
um, how would your friends? These I feel embarrassed now because these questions are coming out lame. I wanted to go deeper, but I
No,
haven't. Well, how would your
no, this is
friends
good.
describe you? How would your
How do they
friends describe you?
describe me? They would say that I'm terrible at answering my phone. I'm terrible at
Oh,
communication.
oh,
That's
goed.
all they would say. I know for a fact that that's all anyone would say. Hopefully, they'd say something good, but that would be the first thing you say. If you ask any of my friends anything about me, they'll be like, "Ah, yeah, he's cool, but he doesn't ever answer his phone."
Everyone in the SM music scene is scared to go out with Matthew because he's an undercover mad dog.
Oh, that's
His
Kyle
wallet
for sure.
and his love of hand grenades, the shot, knows no limits. I am I and most of the members of Short Straw have almost lost our lives on more than a couple of occasions. You'd think we'd learn,
Yeah.
but he's crafty. Tells you those days are behind him. Next thing, it's Tuesday night. You're in a family restaurant doing pre-dinner shots, canceling anything you had planned the next day and Googling the nearest karaoke bar.
Definitely Kyle. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, we went to Manila Bar once and we sang a million karaoke songs, million Frank Sinatra songs, and that's probably what he's referencing there. But yeah, man. That's good to know. That wasn't a bad thing. He didn't mention anything about me not answering phone calls.
No,
So,
no. Well, I mean, that's just a quirk. That's just annoying. It's not who you are on not answering calls. And I know that
oh
because my wife doesn't answer her phone either, and I've had to. It used to drive me fucking batshit crazy, but now I know
yes,
it's not about me. It's about her.
yes. Wow, that's amazing. Actually, the way you just put that, that's a quirk. It's not who you are. Oh, I'm gonna tell
Well,
that
that
to people from now on.
well, I'll give you some more for you. My wife and I we had marriage counseling years ago,
Mm,
and that same advice was the thing because what I'm now understanding, I think I know you. Well, I think I know just from talking to you. I think I know your character because
wow.
so I'm married to. Okay, well, I'll try and describe. I'm like a bit of a loud, busking, hustling dude, is doing all the stuff in the
Extroverted.
world. My wife
Yes.
is an artist, a real one. You know,
Mm,
I'm playing in the world of art and making music. And she's the real deal, and I think you are as well. I'm sure.
oh
And
wow.
her thing is about the craft and the art and all that shit. And the kind of world gets in her way a little bit, you know. And
Yes.
when we went to marriage counseling, I'm confessing a lot here. We used to fight, like smash guitars fight, like throw plates fight.
Mm,
And when we went into counseling, the counselor said something that changed our relationship forever. And she said, the way that she is has nothing to do with you. And
yes.
she said to her, the way that he is, because everything I do annoys her, you know, um,
Mm,
it's not about you, it's about him.
wow.
And then I was like, okay, now I can deal with this shit. Before that,
Yeah,
we'd have a
that's
fight and then we wouldn't speak for 3 days. We were
yes.
just, now we're like, oh, she's having her own thing. I must just give her some space, and I'll come and.
Wow. That's such a good thing for every human to know. Wow. I mean that simple wow. Oh, see you
I take it you've never needed marriage counseling yet.
uh we probably have probably have needed it. But no, I mean, yeah, I guess we've got a lot of people in our lives that tell us when we're being idiots. So that helps, I think. Maybe that helps kind of get to it quickly. But yeah, no, we haven't been to it yet, but
It's hard to be married, eh? People, it's
it's
a fucking
hectic.
thing. Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's a.
awesome, but it can be, yeah, you learn things that you didn't know existed, like about yourself and about
Mm.
how you see other people. So how you treat other people basically. But it's awesome though. It's an amazing thing, marriage.
Does your wife? Hey, okay, well, there's your can response. Thanks for that. What, what, w- uh, what do you think? Does your wife call you out and shit?
Oh yeah, all the time. Well, not I don't say when I say I was gonna say all the time, but not
Yeah,
because I'm always messing up, but because she's kind of not scared to be like, yeah, listen, you were dumb when you did this or this and this and this. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, she does, but she's very nice about it, and she doesn't make me feel like I'm getting scolded when she
yeah.
does that. She's an amazing communicator. Jess is her name. She's like the best communicator I know. She was a teacher, and so I think that also helps her. So she's got leadership skills, and she's a really good communicator, and so that's difficult sometimes because I'm not a good communicator,
Mm.
and it's I've had to learn how to be a leader as well. so so I don't know. But she's amazing, man. So it's just she makes it easier for me. But when she calls me out on stuff, yeah, she's good at it. She's way
And
better than I am.
do you work together on any projects? And if so, and could you?
Yeah, we totally could. We don't
Mm.
really. I mean, she's got a few businesses that she has that she runs on the side that we kind of work on ideas because those are both like, I mean, those business ideas and stuff that she has
Mm.
that are happening are kind of both things that aren't her primary thing and also obviously not mine. So there's a lot of ideas that we come up with together for that kind of stuff. But other than that, we
Mm.
haven't really worked on a whole lot of projects together. But I think we would be good together. So
Cool, man.
one day we'll do something. And you
Do
guys?
no, we tried to be in a band together,
Ah, that's a big project and a big
and That was bad. It was. I wouldn't do it. We can't work together.
Okay. No, yeah, I wouldn't. I also,
We love each
yeah,
other, but
must
we
be.
can't work together, and that's something we
Yes.
know. We've
Yeah, yeah,
tried.
yeah.
It's just not gonna.
Yeah,
We are
but
fire. We're fire and ice over here. I mean, we are
yes,
like
that's
yin and
cool.
yang, sun and moon.
Yes,
Um,
nice.
yeah.
That's good. It's all passion. Sorry, you were
Yeah.
about to say something else.
No, I wasn't. I'm just taking it in. You asked a big
Okay,
question.
nice.
And I was just.
Man,
Dude,
yeah, that's
I
amazing.
gotta just tell you, I love chatting to you. I don't know why we haven't crossed paths more. I hope we do in the future.
Yeah, me too. I would be honored.
I appreciate
Be
your
so
time
honored.
so much, and I love what you're doing. I watch everything you do. I just love you've got this
Wow.
thing. No one else has this little mad thing of like I don't know how to describe it. Why I think you're gonna be such a great producer is because I think your stuff is uniquely simple. Like you know how
Oh,
to
cool.
find size in the simplicity of stuff, and that is a quality
Wow.
I don't see in producers, particularly low. Most of our producers are trying to make things as big as possible, and
Yes.
you find size in these small little things, and I think
Wow,
that's
that's
really
awesome.
you're really cool. So
Sure.
I'd love to
Thank
see
you.
you produce someone.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll give it a go then.
Mm.
Wow, thank you. That's really cool. I'm honored. Thank you so much.
No, I'm honored.
Oh
I
man.
feel really honored. Thank you for your time,
No,
man.
man. No, your time. Thank you. This is amazing. And yeah, I would love, hopefully when the world is a little bit more of a normal thing, we'll do more in-person stuff like this. Some more death matches.
Let's do
I'll
death
find better
matches.
songs.
I'm doing a really cool like tiny desk concert series in Joburg over
Oh,
the
no
next 8 months.
ways.
I'll get you on that
Oh, I would
definitely.
love that. I
Really
would be
cool.
honored, please. That would be
And
awesome.
lastly, if you're ever in Joburg, I have an
Yes.
amazing studio there. I bought Daryl's old SSLs and the
Oh, no
studio around it,
ways.
and
Yes.
it's a free studio. So
Jeez. That's
come and
crazy.
play.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So I live in Joburg. I'm just in Cape Town at the moment for
Oh,
like
I
a
didn't
few
realize
weeks.
that.
So
I
I
think I
will
knew that you live in
totally come and
Emerente.
play. Yeah, just down the road.
Ah.
Yeah. So
So come and
that's
yeah, we've
yeah.
got such a great studio, and we built a culture hub for emerging artists to come and use. It's got YouTubing
Jeez.
space, it's got SSL, it's got gear, it's got
That is
performance stage, it's got
crazy.
live streaming gear, and you just pull in and play. It's cool.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, I would love that. So next
Yeah.
time you're in Joburg and when I'm back home, I would love to come check that out. Wow.
You don't need me.
Sounds
I'm just saying it's there for you if you want to use it.
but oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna go check that out. Wow.
Cool.
Amazing. Oh
Matthew Mole,
man.
it's been such a pleasure. Love
Oh,
chatting
it's
to
been
you,
amazing.
watching your success from afar, and may it continue.
Oh,
And lots of love to you, my
thank
bro.
you. Same
Really.
to you, man. Thank you
Cheers.
so much for the time. Cheers,
Cool.
man.
Cheers.
Cheers.